This favorite bedtime story is of 1001 Night. And all my grandchildren, I think, know it. I liked it myself very much. It is about a caliph who wants to walk through the streets to listen to what his people were talking about. And he passed a veranda where there were three young women sewing and doing handiwork. And one of them said, I would like to get married to the baker of the Shah. I would have all these delicious things to eat too. And the other one said, I'd like to marry his cook, and I would love the wonderful food he has, and will certainly also give me at home. And the third one said, I would like to marry the Shah himself. It would be wonderful. I would eat all the delicious things that you talk about. And I think he's such a nice man. And I really like him very much. So the next day, someone came for the three sisters and said, the Shah wants to talk to you. And he said to one of them, you are going to marry my pastry maker. And the other one, you are going to marry my cook. And you, my dear, beautiful one, will marry me. So the three of them got married. The two sisters were jealous of the one who had picked the Shah. And when she was expecting her first baby, the Shah called the sisters to be with her, to help her. And since they were so jealous, they did a terrible thing. They put the baby in a basket, and it was flowing down the river through the gardens of the palace. And they said to the Shah, our sister had a dog, not a baby. So he was very shocked, but he loved her so much that they went on being married. And then the second time came when she was expecting another baby, and it was a beautiful boy again, and the Shah had called the sisters to help her, and they put that baby also in a big basket and floated down the river. And they said that she had had a cat and not a baby. And he was very worried. He didn't know what this was, but he loved the woman so much. He didn't do anything about that. And then came the time when the third baby came, and it was a girl. And again the sisters did the same thing. They put her in a basket and floated down the river through the gardens, and they said that she had given birth to a piece of wood. And now the Shah was sure she must be some kind of bad person a person that is almost like how do you call it?
Witch.
Witch. And he put her into jail. And it was terrible. She was in jail, and she would look through the little windows and people would spit at her, and it was really a horrible thing. But the 3 children, each one of them, had been found by the gardener of the palace. And he took them home and brought them up as his children. So one day, many years later, the Shah was trying to be on, how do you call that, when they go to shoot at animals?
Hunting.
He was going hunting, and he met 2 wonderful young men, and they liked each other very much. And he thought, I should invite them once. And the boys told their sister, we met such a nice man, and he happens to be the Shah, and we would really like to invite him once. So the sister said, sure, I'd love to have him. And but that was later. First, the sister had a visitor, some poor woman who was walking by, and she invited her to feed her, and she showed her the garden, and the woman said, your garden is really beautiful, but there are 3 things missing here. There's smithing, the garden, the bird that talks, the birds that all meet in one
Tree.
And the 3rd one was a beautiful golden
water fountain. Waterfall.
Yeah, it was
fountain.
Coming out, a big fountain. And she said, well, where can one find this? So she explained to her how one should go, and then you see a religious man, and you ask him for the way how one goes up. So she told her brothers when they came home. And the older brother said, I will go and get you these things. So he gave her a pearl necklace, and he said, if the pearls lose their shine, it's because something has happened to me. And he left. And he really met this man that he had been told about, and he explained to him, you go up this mountain, but you will hear the voices. Don't react to it. Don't look back. So he went up, and the voices said terrible things to him. And he wanted to see automatically, who is it that is insulting him? And he turned into a stone. Excuse me. So the brother and the sister saw that something had happened to him. And the brother said, don't worry, I'll go and I will look for him. So he gave her a plant and said, when this plant all of a sudden shrivels up, it's because something has happened to me. So it was the same story. went and looked for this religious man, and the man told him, don't look back, you will hear voices. Don't look back. But again, he was so insulted, and he wanted to see who insulted him so. And he was turned into stone. And the sister saw that the plant was shriveling up, and she knew something had happened to the second brother too. So she dressed as a man in order to walk all that part. And when the religious man told her that she should not look back even if she hears voices, she put lots of things in her ear in order not to hear, which was very intelligent. So she really got up. And when she was up the hill, that's when she took out everything. There was a big bird who spoke, and he said, welcome, I congratulate you, you made it. So she said, the first thing is that I want to find my brothers. What should I do? So this bird who talked said, just go over there, you will find water, and you put a drop of water on each stone, and they will turn into young men. And she did that, and really, they were her brothers, and they were very happy to see each other and so on. So she said, well, since I'm here, she said to the bird who talked, I would like to take the two other things too. I will take you and the two other things. Where is this golden fountain that I can take it home? So he said, you see, there is something that you can take the water out with. Mm-hmm. You just need a little. You put it in a bottle that is right there, and when you put it on the ground, it will turn into a fountain. And the tree that sings, so he said, you go straight and right, and there will be the tree. You just have to take a little twig and plant it into the earth, and it will become immediately this wonderful big tree. So she was very happy. And they went home, and they did all that, and they had all the beauty that one can have. And the boys went hunting. This is when they met the Shah. And they told the sister about him, and she said, invite him for dinner. And she put the bird that talks into the room where they were going to eat, the big dining room, and she told him that the Shah was coming. What could she make for lunch or dinner? I think it was lunch. So he said, you know, you just take some pepinos,
cucumbers.
Cucumbers. You take everything out. You cut it in half, and you take everything out, and you fill it with pearls. And you find pearls on under such and such tree. There will be in something that is buried there. So she went, she found the pearls, and she found it very strange, but she did it. So the Shah was enchanted with the three young people, and with the, also with the tree that sang, and with the golden fountain. Everything was beautiful to him. And then they went for lunch, and there was the bird that talked. And when he tried the cucumbers and saw the pearls, he said, "Well, this is very strange. I'm sorry, but I have to ask you why you did this." So the bird that could speak said, "Why are you so astonished about the food? If you could believe that your beloved wife had a dog, a cat, and a piece of wood." And the Shah got very frightened. He said, "How do you know this?" "I know much more than this. I know that these 3 young people whom you love so much, you like so much, they are good children." Well, he couldn't believe it, and he cried, and he embraced them, and he said, "Let's go and take your mother out of prison, my God." And they all went with the bird, with everything that they were planted near the castle, and they planted, it came a tree, and the water fountain was there, and the bird was there, of course. And they came, and the Shah knelt down in front of his wife, who had suffered so many years. He said, "Please forgive me. I really did not want it, because I loved you so much, but because of your sisters, what they said about you." So she forgave him, and they kissed and they embraced, and the sisters went to prison, and they lived very happily together.
Bravo!
I just mixed up when
See, no, but I didn't remember anyway, so it's good to hear.
Didn't you learn from me? Your first English song, I think, was also the one that I taught to all your cousins. There was a little girl, she had a little curl, and when she was good, she was very, very good. But when she was bad, she was horrid.
It's true.
You remember that?
I forgotten about that. She was horrid.
And little Jack Horner sat in a corner eating a Christmas pie. He put in his thumb, he took out a plum and said, "What a good boy am I."
It's true. I remembered Jack and the thumb with the plum, but very nice. Well, thank you.
You're welcome, sweetheart.